to another Wansee video. This is called I Almost Got Killed by a Weird Guy at an Empty Road. So, without further ado, usually I have some commentary before it starts. I don't know what to say for this one really, so I'm just gonna get to it. It's a bit louder.
It was wintertime, and Christmas was approaching. I was 25 years old, and I was going to meet up with some of my friends who lived on the other side of the city.
Okay.
It was a 4-hour drive from my place, so I decided to take my own car instead of a local cab.
Yeah, of course.
It was my first time going alone on such a long drive, and I felt nervous, but excited. At midday, I packed my bags, threw them in the trunk, and went off to meet my friends. It was a cold day, but the roads were clear. I didn't see much traffic as it was the holidays, and people would rather spend time with their families and friends indoors and stay off the roads. Now, I'm not the type of person to go straight to my friend's house. I like to take my time. I'm a social media freak, and I enjoy posting pictures pretty much all the time. So I found the journey an excellent excuse to post some extra pictures. The road I was taking had beautiful scenery, and the place where my friends lived was even more magical. I stopped a lot during my ride to take pictures. I was having a great time by myself. Well, that was until the weather suddenly changed. It was around 6 p.m., and I was still driving. I still had a long way ahead of me. And that's when it started to snow. Not just a dusting of snow, it was thick and heavy. After 15 minutes or so, the roads were already covered with a few feet of snow. I felt anxious, since it was getting dark and I wasn't even halfway through the drive. My car slowed down, and I had to force it to run on the empty roads. The heavy snow didn't stop. I decided that I would stop at the closest gas station I could find, but unfortunately, I couldn't find one for a while. An hour later, I finally saw some lights shining from the distance. It was a gas station. I pressed the accelerator, rushed to the station, parked my car, and went inside quickly. Just as I entered, a strong snowstorm started. The gas station had a little shop tucked away with some chairs to sit on. The guy at the counter was an ordinary fellow. He didn't really talk much. He only asked me where I was going in such harsh weather. After that, I bought some chips and drinks and sat down in the furthest chair from him. It was night now. I sat, munched on my food, and scrolled through an Instagram. Then, suddenly, the shop's door opened. I looked up, and a very weird-looking man entered. He had long, greasy hair, was wearing a long coat, and had a very grim expression. I saw him buy some cigarettes, and he sat down a few chairs away from me. He didn't look at me at all.
Good.
At first, I ignored him, but then he started smoking. Since the shop was small and the smoke filled the air quickly, the shopkeeper told him to stop, but he didn't listen. He couldn't ask him to leave because of the storm, so he didn't say anything else.
Oh, you can still say leave.
I, on the other hand, hated cigarettes. The weird guy was looking down, breathing very heavily as he smoked. It was as if he was breathing in my ears. So when he took out his 5th cigarette, I lost my temper and angrily told him to stop. He looked at me for a couple of minutes.
Okay, now
his big eyes were red with anger. But then he smiled and stopped smoking.
Oh my god.
His smile was unnerving. I sat down again and distracted myself on my phone. Shortly afterwards, my friend called me, asking why I hadn't reached their place yet.
Bitch.
And I told him the whole story, and he said the storm would soon be over, and I shouldn't worry. When I hung up, I noticed the weird guy staring at my phone with deep interest.
Oh my god.
I was afraid that he was thinking of stealing it.
Yeah, like back off.
But to my relief, after some time, he got up to leave. At the door, he stopped, looked back, and screamed loudly before running away, scaring the crap out of me and the shopkeeper.
Jeez.
He didn't return after that.
Goodbye.
At 10:30 p.m., the storm ended, and I immediately left after thanking the shopkeeper. I went into my car, started it, and drove off. For some time, I drove in silence, but then I heard a noise. It sounded like heavy breathing.
He's in your car.
My heart rate shot up and my hands got all sweaty as the breathing sounded so familiar and so close.
And he's smoking, isn't he?
I looked through my rearview mirror and screamed. The weird guy from the shop was sitting in my back seat, smiling at me. I pressed the brakes very hard, got out of the car and started running. I felt him running after me too, yelling at the top of his lungs.
Is he carrying a knife on him?
The road was empty, and I felt
He's carrying
hopeless as I
weapons,
knew he was faster than me.
He's carrying a weapon.
I only looked back once to see him running like an unnatural being and holding a knife in his hand. I increased my pace, still wondering how on earth he got inside my car.
Right?
I might have forgotten to lock the door when I first left to go to the gas station. But now, it was too late for regret. My life was at risk because some psychopath was after me. Then I saw some headlights at a distance.
Is it a police car?
I started waving my hands like a maniac, screaming for them to stop. They did, and it turned out to be my friend.
Oh.
He had come to pick me up as he was worried since I was pretty late and thought something went wrong.
Oh, something did go wrong.
I looked back, and I saw that guy was gone. I got inside my friend's car and told him everything. He called the cops, and they arrived shortly after. We all went to my car first and noticed some marks made by a knife in the back seat.
Oh my, can you imagine?
The cops couldn't find the guy anywhere.
You wouldn't even know.
After some investigation, they let us leave. I drove my car, and my friend drove his car back to his place. The cops never found the guy. And to this day, I still wonder what would have happened if my friend didn't turn up that night.
No fucking curtains again. Oh my god. Okay, well that was actually pretty damn scary. Like if that happened, like I would never want to travel alone. Like car, plane, anything. I would never want to travel alone. And by travel I mean like, you know, like going somewhere far away. Like I don't mean going for walks and bike rides, but it's obviously not traveling. It's just normally, well, it's a way of travel, but you know what I mean. Another city, another whatever, just something like that. I would not want to do anything alone. But yeah, so first thing I'm thinking is like he never locked his doors because like how the hell would he get inside? Another scary thing is like if you didn't hear him breathing, then he could have literally stabbed you. Like he literally could have killed you at any moment. He could have killed you at any moment. And you probably didn't lock your car. If you did, then there's no way you did because he got into your car cleanly. Like there's no way he would have had to break the window, which you obviously would have noticed some trauma to the car, you know? Or some kind of damage to the car, not from trauma. Damage to the car you would have noticed, I'm pretty sure. So like, you probably fucked up there, but I mean, at least you're okay, and at least, you know, you survived that, you know? Just be careful when you drive alone, especially at nighttime, especially when you're, you know, like I don't know what time he left at. Did you say he left around 6 p.m.? Because like I'm pretty sure, because he only drove for I think 2 hours, because then he says he wasn't even halfway there, then he had to stop because the storm, then he resumed at like 10 something. So, and then as for the friend, yeah, I mean, he probably would have caught up to him and killed him. But the thing is though, if he was in the car for God knows how long, and if he was waiting in the car, and then like and then the normal guy was driving and stuff, then he literally could have killed him at any moment. So it's like, why did you decide to kill me now? Is it just like a threat, or is it just like a scare tactic? Because like you would have, if you really wanted to kill me, you could have done it instead of knifing the thing. You could have easily came up behind me and stabbed me in the face or something, or stabbed me in the arm or something, anywhere really. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't get why he was chasing him with a knife. Like he could have killed him before. I feel like he was just trying to like a crazy, a guy that wasn't mentally sane probably, I don't know. But that's all I could really think of, so that's all I'm going to say for that. Yeah, like what a video though, eh? Wow, damn, like I would not expect that. Like I did not expect that video at all. And that was a little bit of a longer one too. That was like 6 minutes or 6.5 minutes. But usually his videos are like 3-4, so yeah, but a pretty good video though. All I can say is be careful, stay safe, and because you never know who you're going to encounter, like you did. Like you just don't know who you're going to encounter when you're out traveling. You never know who you're going to run into, you know? So all I can say is be careful, and hopefully you'll be okay. And I really hope that you do kind of catch that guy, because obviously something's not right? So that's going to be it for this video though. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.